Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. Today we're talking about leadership during a crisis and how to regain control, part one. There's going to be a part two to this series. I don't want to make one big long video, so we're going to chop it up, okay? So, leadership during a crisis and how to regain control if you've lost it. Leading a team or an organization is already hard enough. But now with this COVID-19 situation, it's taken it to a whole nother level. But again, I'm going to give you a few tips today to kind of help you regain control and kind of see where you are, to tighten up your ship, because I'm pretty sure most of you, if not all of you, are now working remotely. So we need to get a handle on our team, what's being done, how we're going to move forward, so on and so forth. So let's get into it. So look, at this stage in the game, COVID-19 has pretty much run amok in our personal and professional lives. But for business leaders, even on a good day, feeling like you have control over the future can be an illusion, right? Long-term plans can change at a moment's notice. Not that that's any different, but now it can change a little bit more frequently. New information that you've received can force you to change directions fairly quickly, you know? And it's also highly probable that COVID-19 has forced your team or organization to completely adhere or adopt the remote work environment virtually overnight. During this time of uncertainty, it's natural to have a fear of the unknown as well as anxiety about what may or may not happen. But it also provides an opportunity for leaders to step up and demonstrate empathy, put people first, and provide some direction and showcase the best parts of themselves. Being able to regain control will put you on a path of positivity and success. So now, with that being said, let's look at some ways to successfully lead your team or organization through a crisis, much like this COVID-19 one. All right? Number one, be strategic when determining business priorities, okay? So, the crisis has happened. What now? During a crisis, of course, again, it's going to feel natural to drop everything, but becoming paralyzed by uncertainty is never an option you want to take. Instead, quickly take some time to regroup and figure out what's the best course of action or course of actions to take. And once you do that, choose only the necessary ones that you need to move your business forward. And then, you iron out the details and create new objectives as needed to be accomplished during this crisis. Now, this conveys confidence in what you're doing while channeling your energy where it matters most. All right? Number two, communicate your crisis response with empathy and on a timely basis. Now, it'll become harder and harder to manage your team's disappointment the longer you hold on to unlikely plans and objectives. Now, there are going to be some projects and plans that will have to be suspended indefinitely. So be upfront and transparent with your team. Things can change drastically during a crisis, so communicate any bad news with empathy and assure your staff that promoting wellness and safety is at the heart of every decision that you're making right now. Number three, remain accessible. Okay? Remain accessible and create standard check-ins, if you will. It's possible that this COVID-19, that because of the COVID-19, your situation can change by the hour, depending on your job or the industry that you work in. If critical updates need to be communicated, establish a time or a set of times during the day which you have meetings with your team to discuss critical information. It's kind of like what the president is doing or has been doing for several weeks now. Several times throughout the day, he'll come on to a press conference, give us an update on where we are, some solutions we may have found, where we're trying to go, what's next. So we have to do the same thing. So be sure and set up times so everybody knows what time during the day, what certain days that we're meeting, and given the agenda. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but give an agenda and let them and put out there what needs to be talked about so they can prepare. Always remind your team that you're always accessible to them should they need you for anything during this time of uncertainty. And number four, empower the right people to make decisions, guys. If you're always highly involved in projects, you will eventually stretch yourself thin and wear out. And we don't want that to happen, okay? You can't be involved, heavily involved, in the trenches, in everything and in all things. You've got to put people in place that you can trust. So instead of stretching yourself thin and wearing yourself out, groom a few people on the team to be you and allow them to assume a bit more responsibility. Now, when you're doing this, you have to be clear and set clear expectations for the decision-making authority with the team, and then give them your trust. All right? This is part one. Part two, I'll put it together for next week. So like I said, I didn't want to make a big, long, drawn-out video for you today because I know there's a lot going on. So those are the tips for part one. I'll give the rest of the tips the following week, okay? Guys, remember, leadership during a crisis, people need you, okay? They need your leadership. They need your cool, calm, and collectiveness. They need your guidance, okay? So it's understandable to be fearful and afraid, but like I said earlier, take a deep breath, take a step back, look at what's important, look at the things, what's the best way to move forward, and do it in such a manner that is organized, everybody's on the same page, you're transparent, and we can all pull together and move through these trying and dire times. All right? Guys, always remember, if you need some help in leadership development coaching to make your leadership stronger, to be a better leader, a more engaged and productive leader, please contact me and let me know, guys. We'll put a plan together and help you out and get you to where you need to be so that people can respect you and want to be led by you. All right? Also, team building, diversity training, I'm here for you guys. All right? Just reach out and let me know, and we'll get together on Zoom or whatever platform and put a plan together and get you going and get you to where you need to be. All right? Guys, take care. Be safe out there during these times. And remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?
Whether you're a new leader who needs the building blocks of leadership and how to be effective, or a seasoned leader who needs to understand that there are two sides to leadership, or a leader who just needs some inspiring insight or leadership seeds in order to enhance your leadership abilities, the CDV Consulting Group has the resources you need. There are two key elements successful leaders have that the unsuccessful ones don't: self-discipline and the understanding to constantly invest in themselves. So pick up a copy or the entire collection today and start investing in your leadership now. Available at Amazon.com. And remember, great leadership equals great results. How are you leading?